Did you know that 7 billion chocolate chip cookies are eaten every year? With this recipe that I'm about to give you guys, you'll see why. In this time of quarantine, it can be boring, but it can also be costly. Having to order dinner and dessert multiple times a week because, well, nobody wants to cook every single night unless you're a chef, which I'm guessing not everybody is. Well, cooking isn't easy, so this could make it a lot easier for you guys to be able to make chocolate chip cookies and enjoy them from your own home. I've been baking and even cooking since I was in middle school, so my family made me make dinner every single night starting in 7th grade for the whole family. So I've had a lot of experience when it comes to chocolate chip cookies. So I've made a lot in my life. So today I'll be teaching you how to make chocolate chip cookies that are moist, because that's kind of one of the biggest things is chocolate chip cookies. You don't want to eat them when they're hard or dry. So today I'm going to give you the key to how to make a moist and soft chocolate chip cookie. I'll also be telling you how to store them properly to keep them fresh, as well as how to reheat them as though they just came out of the oven. So first I'd like to talk about when you're making your chocolate chip cookies, you're going to want to make them nice and soft on the inside. Who doesn't want a soft chocolate chip cookie? To achieve this, you need to use a high moisture recipe. For example, you can use water, butter, eggs, and brown sugar together in your recipe, which contains molasses, which is 10% water. So it gives your recipe moisture to it, which helps in turn help the end result to be soft and gooey. Of course, you're still going to need flour and stuff like that, but the more ingredients you have in there that contain moisture, the softer that the insides will be. Once you have those decadent cookies made, you have to know how to properly store them to keep them fresh. So to store your perfect chocolate chip cookies, you will need to know how to properly store them after they are made. A perfectly stored batch of cookies will stay fresh longer, so you can have them all throughout this quarantine. So you don't have to make them a million times. To do this, you'll have to place cooled cookies in an airtight container. This will keep them away from anything in the air like pet hair, germs, and other food particles, etc. You should not only store them in an airtight container, but you should also store them in a fridge to preserve their softness. So I like to use Pyrex bowls just because they're glass, so obviously you could see through them and see if they're getting old or anything like that, but they're also very secure with their lids and they really keep the air in. A lot of people like to store their cookies in plastic bags, which you can do that, but to maintain the fullest amount of freshness, you want to do it in a container, because with bags they can still seep through the top. And then store them in the fridge so they maintain their softness. So once you've had them stored and cooled down, you're going to want to eat them fresh and warm again, say the next day or later that night or even 3 days from now. Most people reheat their cookies in the microwave, but with this quarantine, we have the time to properly reheat our cookies. So to do this, you should set your oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a pretty low setting for an oven. I know it sounds high, 300 degrees is a lot. But when you bake cookies, usually it's around 350 to 400. So you're still going down about 150 degrees. So it won't cook them any more than it needs to be. And then you want to place the cookies in the oven for about 4 to 6 minutes and then remove them and enjoy. They will taste just like they came freshly out of the oven. Now you can enjoy your perfectly made chocolate chip cookies. So today I told you how to make and maintain perfect chocolate chip cookies that are moist, as well as how to store them and how to reheat them properly. Now you will never have to go and eat a dry chocolate chip cookie during this quarantine again.